Hello, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible, ma'am.
Okay. I request each one of you to mute yourself. Right? Yes. Okay. Thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity. Most respected Chairman, sir, also Director General, sir, as well as each one of you, the esteemed, you can say, the faculty members, the students, the staff, each one you of this prestigious PSG Institute, right? So, uh, today, the topic that I have been given is meditation for being calm in crisis, isn't it? Everywhere, what we are seeing throughout outside, that we are finding that there is crisis and crisis everywhere, right? Because this sudden attack of corona has actually, you know, has brought so much of tension and stress in everybody's mind that even the youngsters, they have gone into depression. And because of this depression, it's like they are finding themselves like, in amidst two things, confusion, whether they, how should they go ahead, there's a question mark in front of them, that what should they be doing, what they should not be doing, because they find that there are so many people who are very intelligent, but yet there's so much of layoff, their people are losing their jobs. And of course now, after corona, everything is to is all are again reviving, they are again rejuvenating themselves, and they are again now on their feet, bouncing back again. But that was a time, a critical time, when everybody were into this, they had a question in front of them, that what is going to happen to them, and there were so many untimely deaths. And because of that also, there was so much of fear everywhere all around. Well, what lesson do we learn from this corona? That is more important, because every crisis, every situation, they bring forth some very good gems of lessons. And when we are focused upon that, then that is calmness in crisis. And meditation helps us to do this, because when we are meditating, we actually are looking inwards, we step backwards from where we are. It's like it's in a chess game. It's not necessary that every time when you move forward you win. Sometimes you need to take few steps backward. So actually this corona has taught us this lesson, that step backward. Lockdown has taught us this lesson, that what is unlocked inside, open those treasures. We have been actually finding treasures, calmness, peace, all these things outside. But Corona has taught us this lesson, that everything that is outside is there today, it may not be there tomorrow. It's all that we have acquired. And whatever we acquired is there today, may not be there tomorrow. But what is permanent? Permanent is something when we step back and when we look inside, we see that yes, our foundation, which is our spirituality, that is permanent. And that spirituality means spirit. Spirit means I am a soul, and that soul is permanent. But when we are focused on outside, then we find everything in a very critical situation. We find the crisis there. We find ourselves as though there are tides on the ocean, and there's so many waves on the ocean, and we feel that, oh, how our life boat will go across. But if you go inside the ocean, deep inside the ocean, there you find that there's so much of calmness. And in that calmness, you find those beautiful jewels, pearls, right? So this is what actually is a lesson that we learn, that when we step inside, when we go inside, there it is our original nature that is being calm. Calmness is our original nature. Crisis getting confused, creating question marks in front of us. That is not our nature. That is not our identity. Our real identity, our real nature is that I am a peaceful soul. I'm not this body, but I am a peaceful soul here in the center of the forehead. When we dissect from here and here, the front middle portion of the brain and the back middle portion of the brain, near the pituitary gland here, inside the brain, there's a hypothalamus. And near this hypothalamus, there's a seat of emotions. There is that area, that region, which is called as DMN, which is a default mode network in the brain. And it has found in research, it has been studied that those who meditate, this region here inside, this seat of emotions, the DMN, which is working for the, with the thoughts, the emotions, this energy here, which is in another words called as the soul, in scientific language, it's called as psyche. So this energy here is permanent. This energy here, it never dies. It is not perishable. It is something which is imperishable. It's there always, no matter what. And therefore, this is our real identity, which is permanent. I, the soul, and my true religion is not Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, Isai, or whatever, any other identity, but it is peace. It is that calmness. This is my real identity. This is my true religion. And this is my personality. And this calmness, how does it come? Because the default mode network, it is said that it is actually associated with those thoughts and emotions which, which we are actually creating because of the past. Say, for example, I committed a mistake in the past and I keep on brooding over that. Oh, why did I commit that mistake? I shouldn't have done like this. If at all I did like this, it would have been so good. I keep on brooding over that past, and that becomes, that creates very longer and longer neural responses, a negative self-talk. And same thing is when I think about the future. I imagine problems in the future. They are not there in the present, but I imagine, oh, if this happens, what will happen? If there is fire, what will happen? If I lose the job, what will happen? If I do not get a job, what is going to happen? Because everywhere there's a crisis situation. So these type of negative self-talk, which is imagining problems for ourselves, they are not there in the present moment, but we are imagining them to happen in the future. These negative thoughts, they have that negative energy with them, and when this default mode network, which is actually most who are, those are not meditating, they are more tend to create these thoughts on the past or about the future, this negative self-talk, and therefore they have very longer and longer neural responses, and therefore this brain, which says that as you grow older, it shrinks, and this happens for those who do not meditate. Their brain keeps shrinking. And so as a person gets older, the brain shrinks, or the longer neural responses is actually depleting the energy inside. So when we meditate, and when we realize in meditation who we are, and when we create these positive self-talk by remaining in the present moment now, focused on the now, that what I should be doing it now in the present moment. Whatever happened in the past. Whatever may happen, it's all about the future, which is not practical. Practical is what is happening now. And now is what I have control over. I don't have control over the past. It's already gone. I don't have control over the future, which is not yet come. But I have control in the present moment now. And to focus in the now, that makes me calm. That happens only when I am calm. So whenever there is a crisis situation, right? Say, for example, you are driving on the road in a very brand new car that you have just gained, and or maybe it's a bike two-wheeler, and you are going with great intoxication, with great happiness and joy that this is my new vehicle on which I am driving, and you are very in a happy mood and you're driving, and suddenly there is someone which comes across, on the road. Now at that time, what happens? It could be an individual that come across, it could be very heavy rains, it could be, say for example, if you are driving on an uphill, it could be a mountain, a rock just falling apart there. It could be animals suddenly, herds of animals coming on the way, right? Now all these type of situations, you can call them very small critical situation, crisis situation, because you are driving in very happy mood and suddenly they are there in front of you. At that time, what is the step that we take? We have two things in our vehicle. One is the brake, the other is the escalator. Now it is that moment of time that we need to decide what we need to press, our feet on, whether we should use the escalator or whether we should use the brake. Because if we use the escalator, we know what's going to happen. We are going to land into even a worse critical situation. But if we use the brake is that in that critical situation, if we step back and we go within and we see ourselves as a very calm, peaceful soul, child of the ocean of peace who is there with us. And when we connect ourselves, look up, first we look in that I am a peaceful, calm soul. And then I connect up with God who is ocean of peace and be grateful to him, thank him, right? Then there at that moment, I'm in control, I'm in power, and I'm in charge. And when I am in charge at that moment, I am very calm and peaceful. Then I can take a decision which is very right, which is very appropriate as to what I should be doing and what I should not be doing. And then that helps me to find out and work upon the solution. But if I'm not using that brake, if I don't look in and I'm just looking out at that critical situation, that, oh, this person has come in, and oh, there's so many animals they come in, oh, this rock has fallen, and then if I'm just focused on that which is outside, then I create the emotions of fear. I create the emotions of anxiety. I create all types of negative self-talk. And then what happens? Instead of pressing the brake, I press escalator. My decisions go wrong. I take wrong decisions. And because of that, I fall into greater crisis than it was there actually. So it's all upon how I perceive the situation. So when I look in and I'm attached, I am, connected with my original identity, that I'm a peaceful soul, then my attitude, the way I look at things, that changes, that becomes positive. Whatever may be negative, I can see what is the positive in that negative also. That is seeing the silver line in the dark cloud. That I am able to do that. But if I'm focused on the situation outside, then what is going to happen? Then that situation becomes powerful. Actually, that situation is lifeless. Actually, that situation has no energy in it. It has no power in it. But my focus on the situation, it's like what I feed that grows. So it's my focus on that situation and my thoughts about that situation is actually making that situation grow bigger and bigger, and make me feel that I am powerless. I have no control. I have no energy. I'm not in charge. and I become a victim of the situation. So meditation helps us to not be the victim, but to be the controller, the ruler of the situation, and make the situation in our control. So when we meditate, when we look in, we see ourselves as here as a peaceful star, that I am a star of peace. I create this thought. I realize that it is me who is the creator of this thought. Because when I'm focused on the crisis, what am I doing? Am I actually pointing finger at others? That it's because of this animals, the herd of animals that has come. It's because of all these individual or the people that have come in front of me. It's because of this rock that has fallen down here. And I blame all that thing is outside for my stage, my state of mind inside. And I say that it's because of them I'm fearful. It's because of them I'm angry. It's because of them that I am not able to decide. I'm not able to do what I want to do. It's all because of them. So, and then I become a victim. I become dependent upon them. My state of mind is dependent upon them. And when my state of mind, I lose peace, I say it's because of them. And when I point fingers at them, then what is happening? What is happening when I point finger? Or you say there are three pointing back to me, but there's something else also meaning here. Because when I say I'm pointing finger out to them, I also have this thumb going up, and I do not even leave God. And I say, oh God, why are you doing that with me only? You know, so I start blaming even God. And I don't realize that when I point finger like this, there are three which are facing to me, which means that, okay, 25% is the fault of others. Okay, 25%, I can understand there's a situation outside there, there's a crisis outside there. But 75%, I am responsible. I am in charge. It is I who is the creator of these negative thoughts about the past or the future. It's I who can choose to create a peaceful thought, a positive thought of what I want in that situation to happen. And when I create that positive thought, a thought of peace, a thought of positive, that it's fine, that person has come, maybe that person has some problem and he wants to go in that way. The rock has fallen, it's fine. Maybe it's not in our control now, so it's fine. You just accept whatever it is, however it is, we just accept it. It's fine. But and when we accept it, and when we say it's fine, it's okay, then we are at calm. And when we are at calm, we are applying the brake. And when we apply the brake and we are at calm, then the solutions pop up. There's that intuition which start working inside, and which gives us the signals as what could be the alternative. Now what next? Whatever has happened has happened. But now what next? And we start finding out solutions. We start working on solutions. Say, for example, for those who had this situation to face of a layoff. Now, all you had never thought maybe of a layoff, and you went to your job and you are given a letter that from tomorrow onwards, sorry, we cannot have you here. So at that moment, instead of blaming the person who has given you the letter, that it's because of them, or it's because of this, it's because of that, if we apply a full stop there and accept it, okay, whatever the situation is, okay, then I get the energy to think about an alternate. That, okay, now next what? Now I have to, maybe there's something better stored for me, and I need to explore that. Whatever has gone is something that I had acquired, and whatever I can gain again is also on my abilities, which are there with me. They have not gone. Whatever I have acquired based on my abilities, based on my strengths, which are always there with me. What has gone is not my abilities and strengths. What has gone is what I have acquired, and I can gain them back with my strengths, my abilities inside. But if I lose my strengths and abilities by blaming them, by blaming the situations, by blaming the external things, by becoming the victim of the crisis, then I am not able to come out of that crisis. And then I go into depression. And then I say, okay, this life is not worth living. And, it's just better that I give up. But meditation, when we meditate, we get charged inside. That calmness increases. We get connected. We look up towards the God, the Almighty, the Supreme Powerhouse, and we charge ourselves with Him. It's just like the mobile you use the whole day, but we have power bank nowadays, and we keep it charged, and then we connect with the power bank to charge up the mobile. So similarly, when we look in, we see ourselves as a peaceful star, but since there are so many negative thoughts that are creeping up in, we require to look up and connect with that supreme powerhouse, who is the ocean of peace, who is the Almighty. And when we connect with Him, then it is His rays, His peaceful rays. It's like He is our parent. It's like a small child. When he is on the lap of his parent, he's so happy. He feels itself so much secured, and he is like, very happily playing and smiling, and he's very happy, and he feels very secured and safe. The moment he realizes his parent is not there around, he starts crying, isn't it? So also, why are we so crying in the critical situations, the crisis situations? Because we are disconnected with our Supreme Father, who is the ocean of peace. This Supreme Father, who is the ocean of Almighty. He is the ocean of purity. He is the ocean of happiness. So He is the ocean of love. And when we connect with Him, it is just the memory of Him. It's just one thought about Him that gives us so much of peace inside, so much of calmness inside. It rejuvenates us. It actually empowers us. It re-energizes us. And that energy that we get from Him, that solace that we get in His canopy, that feeling of security that we feel under His canopy, that empowers us, that charges us up. And then we are able to face the situation with His powers, His blessings, as though you remove a hair from the butter, how easily it comes off. So it becomes so easy for us to see the situation when we are seated on His lap, the Almighty, and from that top state of mind, that elevated state of mind, when we see the situation, this critical situation, we find that, oh, it is nothing. It is nothing, and we can see the alternatives. So this meditation helps us to create the positive thoughts, to focus in the present moment as to what we can do now, to focus on the solutions, to create a positive self-talk and remap the brain, to energize the brain and create shorter neural responses, which also keeps the brain very healthy. So it enhances our immunity system inside. And when our immunity system inside is enhanced, then automatically it creates those chemicals. The brain creates those chemicals which are very, very positive chemicals, which helps to keep the body also healthy, and our parasympathetic system and the sympathetic nervous system, they are also in balance, in harmony. So it's all inside here, how calm we are here inside. It's not how calm and peaceful is the outside environment. Sometimes we say, oh, please, everybody shut off, be silent, or and give me some peace of mind. Or we try to go say that, okay, let me go into a place of solitude where there's no noise anywhere outside, and we say that, okay, now I'll be very peaceful. But actually, peace is a state of my mind. It's not the state of the physical surrounding outside. Because outside, it may be all silent, there may be no noise outside, but inside, this chatter, that negative thought chatter, which is always we are creating in the background, all the types of work that we are performing, even while brushing the teeth, even while bathing, even while walking, even while cooking the food, whatever activity we are doing, there's this chatter inside which is going on in the background, that background noise. And that chatter, what quality that chatter is it negative or is it positive? That we need to focus upon, and that we need to create, because this chatter is not automatic. It's not that we say that, okay, the situation happened, it was like that, and therefore I got angry. It's not that I just automatically got angry. I created a thought of anger, which actually, I made myself angry by creating that thought of anger. So it's not automatic chatter. We are choosing it to create that type of chatter. And therefore, consciously, we need to choose to create positive chatter, to create a positive self-talk, to be connected with our originality. Whatever we are seeing outside is not our original identity, but whatever is inside here, that is my original identity. And I need to choose it. And in meditation, we get that power to choose that positive thought, to create that positive thought, that I am a star of success. I am a star of peace. And not only about ourselves, because it's first we create about ourselves. And of course, it's very necessary to first love ourselves. Unless we don't love ourselves, unless we are not peaceful inside, we will not be able to love others, will not be able to create good, positive thoughts for others. So therefore, it's first to look in, be yourself, be that peaceful star, see yourself as a shining, successful star. Well, see your strengths. And when I see my strengths, I see the opportunities. Then I convert the threats into opportunities. I convert my weakness into my strengths. So when I meditate and I do my SWOT analysis, I'm charged up to do my TOWS analysis also. Converting threats into opportunities, weakness into strengths. So that helps not only to empower myself, but then I have a very positive attitude to how should I look at others. Not others as being responsible for my state of mind, but look at others in their original state of mind also. So just as I see myself as a star of peace, a star of success, I start seeing others also as a beautiful star of peace, a child of the Supreme Father. And we all are as beautiful flowers of God's garden. And when we start seeing this with that attitude, the other person who is actually yelling, who is actually blaming us, or who is actually being angry upon us, is actually so weak inside. And when we start seeing with a positive attitude towards them, they start feeling that positive energy in them, and they start working upon doing something, some positivity, something, which will bring out a solution. So our state of positivity, when our mind is in a positive state of mind, it helps to empower even others. But if we are looking at the negativity of others, that negativity slowly creeps inside us. It comes inside us because whatever we feed, that grows, you know. So wherever our thought flows, the energy flows in that direction. So if a thought is flowing on the negativity of others, our energy is also flowing in that direction, and we are depleted of that energy. But if we are seeing the positivity in others and in ourselves, then that positivity grows and our energy also grows inside us. So this is the power of meditation. This is the miracle of meditation, that we can make things happen as we want to happen by creating those thoughts continuously, persistently. It's very important because it's practice that makes a man perfect. Tiger Woods was one asked that what is the secret of your success, and he said three words, three golden words. And those three words were, the first word was practice, the second word was practice, and the third word was practice. So it's practice, practice, and practice. Practice before going to sleep, very important. Because when we are sleeping, the whole body is resting, but the subconscious mind is working. And so before going to sleep, whatever thought we create, the subconscious mind is working upon that, and it is making our sanskar, right? So next morning when we get up, the first thought that we create is actually the last thought that we had feeded the subconscious mind. So you might have had this experience that whenever you want to catch an early morning train or a flight and you set an alarm, you actually wake up before the alarm rings, isn't it? Why? Because before going to sleep, your last thought was waking up on that time in the morning. And therefore, it is on that particular time you wake up in the morning, and then you snooze the alarm, right? So it's very important that before going to sleep, train our subconscious mind, as the chairman sir said, that drain and train. The whole day we are draining the energy, and meditation is the time to train the mind to gain the energy. And so this training is very essential to be done before sleeping, to sit in the meditation pose and very, very calmly, peacefully create positive thoughts, detox our mind from all what has happened in the day, surrender all your thoughts to God, have faith in Him, and feel yourself, very, very protected under His canopy, safe under His canopy. And then, once we do that, create what you want to have, in your tomorrow's schedule, and start visualizing yourself as a successful star. And then when you go to sleep, your subconscious mind is working upon that. The next morning, when you wake up, you have that positive thought. And no matter whatever the climate may be outside, but because you have created positive thought before going to sleep, when you wake up also, you create that positive thought and you wake up with a positive spirit, with a self-motivation, with that energy of doing something great today, right? And starting the day with that positivity. And when you set off with that positive first thought in the morning, then you are set off for the whole day. And the whole day, we need to remember that if we give one moment, 1 minute in every hour, detach yourself, be yourself, look in, look up, be grateful to God, and then look out, then you will be useful for others. And when we do this throughout the day, 1 minute, then at the end of the day also we find ourselves energetic. And very important, while drinking water, while eating your food, it's very important that I remain in my original state of mind as a star of peace and then do it. Because whatever I drink, it is said that as is the water, so is your words. And whatever I eat, as is the food, so is my mind. I create those type of thoughts. So it's very important that while eating, while cooking, while drinking, I be in a very positive frame of mind and I do it. So if we remember small, small things like that throughout the day, these are small, small practices. And then when is a sudden big crisis situation there, automatically our we will be habituated to press the brake and not the escalator at that time. And we will find our life in our control and we will take the right decisions. So, how about doing some moments of meditation practically now itself? So, I recommend all of you to sit, relax, make your shoulders relax, sit straight with your back straight. You may keep your eyes open, you may not close it, and you see these rays behind me. Yes, all these powerful rays of God. It's similarly, and if you see this, what I see here, yeah, this one, this point of light here, right? So similarly, a star, a point of light is here in the center of your forehead, right? So see yourself as a point of light and see yourself as a very peaceful star and connect with the Supreme Soul who is beyond this world. So I will be giving you a guided commentary, and as I speak, you take them as your own words and feel them, visualize them with your inner eye, the third eye of the intellect. So relaxing your body and with a sweet smile on your face, very happily. See yourself here as a point of light. A star of peace, a white star radiating peace, radiating positivity. And there is an aura of positivity all around me. Just like a bird, when it frees itself from the cage, it flies very happily towards the sky. So also I'm like a bird. This body is like a cage. And I free myself from this body and fly beyond this body towards the sky, beyond the universe. And you see yourself a golden red light, a world of golden red light. It's made of the sixth element, the Brahma element, the imperishable world. Very soothing golden red light. And in that golden red light, we all are shining like beautiful stars. It's such a beautiful scene around us. And there is that one Godfather who is like a flawless diamond, the Almighty. Visualize Him. See yourself very close to Him. He is radiating His rays of peace, His rays of love. all his rays of powerful energies, positive energy. And I find myself very safe and secure under his canopy. Whatever happened, happened for good. Whatever is happening for better. And whatever will happen for the best. God Father is my Father. He is my friend. He is everything to me. Whatever I have is because of His blessings. So I thank Him from the bottom of my heart for whatever He has given, for all His help. And I put this situation which I'm facing in front of Him. It could be the physical illness. It could be any person misbehaving. It could be lack of or lack of energy or lack of money, financial problem. It could be too many tasks to be completed, deadlines upon deadlines. It could be my own opinion, my own views, perception. You may surrender all these situations to Him. Focus His energy, His vibrations on these situations, and be assured that He is with you, helping you, guiding you. And listen to what He wants to say. And when I'm fulfilled and energized with His powers, I come back into the consciousness of this body here in the center of my forehead. And when I look out with these eyes towards the others, I find myself being useful in giving them rather than expecting from them. Giving them solutions, giving them the energy to do what is required to be done. Giving them the positive vibes, the hopes that yes, they can do it. Seeing their positivity creates not only a calm feeling in me, but also helps to empower them. And in this way, I become useful when I look out. So when I look in, I'm peaceful. When I look up, I'm grateful. And when I look out, I'm useful. And in this way, I learn to remain calm in crisis through meditation. Wish you all the best and thank you so much. Om Shanti. You may unmute yourself.
Question and answer.
Vashni,